Somehow I knew you'd end up in Rasputin's experiment. He calls it the Escalation Protocol. Draw out as many hives as you can and leave nothing standing.
YouTube, what's going on? It's Mesa back at it with some Destiny 2. Alright folks, we're going to go over in this video the new endgame activity, or one of the new endgame activities, for the new DLC Warmind, which will be available on May 8th for Destiny 2. Big thank you to Activision for flying me out to Bungie Studios, not only for the Destiny Community Summit, but to get hands-on time with Warmind to bring you this footage. Another disclaimer too, once again, as I said in the previous video, this is not the game mode that I talked about on Friday. I got to play a game mode at Bungie Studios last week. This is not that game mode. That game mode will be revealed at another time, and it was completely unique to anything we've ever experienced within the Destiny universe. Speculate in the comments what you think that might be. Could be PvE, could be PvP, I don't know. You'll find out soon enough, folks. Also, check in the description as well as annotated on screen and in the pinned comment. I uploaded a video where I went over all the new weapons, how to create Masterwork exotics, and it's not as simple as you think. There's going to be a lot of work and unique perks that are going to completely change the way you use exotics. Now with that out of the way, what is Escalation Protocol? Well, it's sort of a horde mode with multiple enemies, tons of bosses, and strict time limits. You need to take out these waves, kill bosses, and you will move on to the next level. There are 7 levels in total, and there's various loot that drops at certain levels. There will be loot chests at level 3, 5, and 7, and they will vary from unique weapons, vanity and cosmetic items, and also armor pieces. You also will somehow get one key to unlock the chest at the 7th level if you do complete it. If you wipe or don't complete one of the levels, let's say you wipe at level 5, you get sent back to level 1 and you got to start it all over again. And those keys are 1 key per character, so each week you want to go in there and make sure you get to level 7 completed on each character because you will get powerful gear. Now, as you can see, we are facing the Hive over on the icy caps of Mars, and they are up to some shenanigans, and Rasputin is none too happy with them. And all of this takes place within the patrollable areas. Now, I can't show you the destination map, but I can say there were 2 landing zones, and when I spoke to the developers, they said the whole destination and patrol area, just for open world stuff, not story or anything, is roughly the size of what you can explore within Titan. Now, once you're out and about doing patrols, killing high-value targets, you're going to find these encrypted cache keys. That's a new consumable you will have. Now, I'm not 100% sure if that's to actually kick off Escalation Protocol, or if it's to summon this really cool weapon, which we're going to get to in a little bit. So here's me actually kicking off the event, and you could do this with friends. You could have a fire team, but ideally, you want to have a bunch of guardians roaming around, kind of like Court of Oryx or other public events when a whole bunch of guardians show up, because it is difficult. So you can see I kicked it off, and it says level 1, locate and disable the Shadow Rift. This is going to be step 1 of every level. So you find the crystals, and they're around this little circle. You all want to go and stand in that circle. You're going to see some hives spawning in there. Once you stand there long enough, the shields are removed from those crystals, and you want to shoot those crystals and take them all out. Once you destroy the crystals, right where you were standing, a big old yellow bar Severing Knight is going to spawn. You want to kill him, and once you kill him, what do you get, or what does everyone get? Look, we've got the good old swords from Crota's End, which basically act the same. It's a relic, and you've got a certain amount of ammo. As you're killing things, you're going to build up super energy, and you want to build up that super energy, and then when you see a big old yellow bar, you want to smash them. Everything about Escalation Protocol involves speed and violence. For each level, you want to take out the hive and kill the boss as quickly as possible. And it's not in one place. You're going to be moving from one area to the next. So you complete a level, find the next area, run to it, you've got a timer going, take out the Shadow Rift, get all your swords, go ham on everything, and as you're killing everything, then the boss will spawn for that particular level. You want to kill that boss, and then you move on to the next level. Now, there's a new weapon that you're going to go grab, and this thing is called the VALKYRIE. Now, watch. I'm going to put in some sort of key, and I'm pretty sure it was the encrypted cache key I got. So I picked this thing up, and I've got a certain amount of ammo for it. Now, you could do throw attacks like I just did right there, and it does a ton of damage, or you could just do a basic smash. Now, when you're throwing it, the longer you hold, you charge it up, and it does more damage. Now, the feedback I gave to the devs was it seems kind of short when you're using this thing. It runs out really fast. But that's going to go into the strategy of, I think you want to save your keys that you have to summon this thing and save them for the later rounds, and basically hold down that trigger to charge it up when you're doing a throw attack, because this was really difficult, guys. And I didn't mention before, but we were under leveled. This is a 370, well, it was 370 when we were doing it. We were all about like 350, 351, something around that power level. Now, the devs told me that every area where you're doing Escalation Protocol will have one of those grates that will spawn one of these Valkyries. So I'm imagining we're going to have to memorize where they all are. So when we're doing this and we're getting to the high levels, you want to save your codes or whatever to get this thing and save them for the high level bosses. Now, here's me picking one up that just spawned. I didn't have to use a key for this thing. The Defend the Warsat public event is back. During that event, you will just be granted one. You don't need a key to actually pick up the Valkyrie. And the beauty of doing non-scripted videos, okay, oh, and I totally whiffed that Valkyrie throw right there. You're going to see me in a second here kill a high-value target. This is not Escalation Protocol. This is a high-value target that happened to be near it. Watch when I open up the chest. First off, I get a Mars token, but then you're going to see a new thing called the Rasputin Armory Code. You know what, guys? I think that might be what you use to summon the Valkyrie. And I apologize, guys. I have a ton of notes here, but I don't have anything specific on how to activate this thing. All I know is that when you do have this consumable, you're going to see this little green stuff floating out of the little grate right there. Once you see that, then you know you can pick up the Valkyrie and start using it to kill ads or use it on the boss. I would recommend using it on the boss, not slamming it on the floor, shooting nothing, but charging it up and throwing it at the boss to do some serious damage. So I just kept grabbing it because I wanted to get some footage for you guys. But I'm imagining when we play Escalation Protocol, we're probably going to save those consumables to get the Valkyries to then all just go crazy with it on those particular bosses. Because like I said, this is pretty difficult. Considering we were under-leveled, this is something we could do and we can farm every single week. So there's one of the bosses from level 1. He just went down. Now you're going to see a prompt on the screen here where we got to go find the next site. And as I kill this first level 1 boss, I get myself the encrypted cache key. And you can see the timer right there. We have 1 minute to go to the next area. And for the most part, the areas I found, they're pretty close to each other. But like I said before, this whole thing is about speed and violence. Complete an area, get to the next one, kill everything and kill the boss as quickly as possible. Also, when you're out and about, you're going to have a new planetary material called Seraphite. So go out and collect these when you're doing patrols, when you're doing public events, when you're doing Escalation Protocol, and so forth. I'm going to assume that's going to be for the new destination vendor, which I did not get to see. Also, when you're out and about, there's going to be the Witch's Ritual public event. It's pretty much the same thing that you have when you're over on Titan. You've got the 2 plates that you stand on, you break the shields of the wizards, and then you shoot the crystals, and then some big old boss is going to come out. So nothing really different there. There might be other public events, not 100% sure. The only ones that I saw was the Witch's Ritual and of course the Defend the Warsat public event. Now these are also going on while Escalation Protocol is going on. So safe to say, there's a lot of action when you're out and about just patrolling and doing things. You've got high value targets, you've got public events like this, watch me get wasted there because I'm under-leveled, and of course you've got Escalation Protocol. So there's lots to do, and I have not even touched on or talked about strikes, stories, anything else that's coming new with Warmind. So in closing, this is a really fun activity that you can farm. You could do it on all 3 characters each week. There's going to be rewards when you complete level 3, 5, and 7. Ideally, you want to do this on all 3 characters each week and try to make it to level 7 and complete level 7 to get yourself some powerful gear. Now, while you're out and about patrolling, you could just stumble across other Guardians and join in, but it's pretty challenging, and I see myself definitely going in with a fire team and trying to do this every week because we want to be communicating. I can envision myself once we start getting to the harder levels. Well, one is we want to go farm for those keys to unlock the Valkyrie and save them for when the final bosses spawn once we get to like level 5, 6, 7, and so forth. But also what was combined with this event being fun was all the new weapons were pretty darn good. Make sure, plug again, check out my video that will be linked in the description as well as at the pinned comment where I went over all the different weapons that we got to play around with. And a bunch of them had some new perks, and I really hope Bungie keeps going in the direction of giving us some new and interesting perks. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Leave me a hashtag made it to the end if you did make it to the end, and do me a favor, drop a like in this video only if you see fit. Follow me on Twitter at Mesa Sean. Check out my stream, usually and always on YouTube, and that's it. I'm out of here like Vladimir.